welcome to Lurgio Middle School. A matchup of two 5-1 teams, the Lurgio Lions versus Hudson, also coming in at 5-1, two of the top teams in the Tri-County Division I. Girls basketball.
Nice.
All right, sounds good. Jumping for Bedford is Quinn Allen versus Mandy McKinley. Lurgio, also known as Bedford, will be moving from our right to left, and Hudson's going to be going from left to right. Jump ball controlled by Maddie Buffett. Hudson comes out in a man-to-man defense. Bedford's going to have a third opportunity, two great offensive rebounds, and for Hudson, you don't want to give up that many opportunities. Hudson doing a good job on the post guarding Quinn Allen. So far, the refs are letting them play. Great crowd for this rivalry. Later we'll be doing the boys game, and these two teams have met in the Tri-County Championships 2 of the last 3 years. So far, both teams are kind of caught up in a hectic style of play. A lot of missed shots, a lot of turnovers. We're going to look for the first team to see who can settle down. Hudson's in a 2-3 zone out of bounds right here. Kind of a blind shot there by Maddie Buffett. Looks like Hudson likes to push the ball whenever they can. Bedford's in a 2-3 zone right now. On the line, referee Andy Paul calling a 2-pointer. So Hudson takes a 2-0 lead early on in the first quarter. Allison Filion with a nice-looking three-pointer, just front-rimmed it and out, but another second-chance opportunity for Bedford. As you can hear Coach Frank from Hudson saying, stay in 55, that's their man-to-man defense. Bedford's going block-to-block screens, so trying to get their bigs, Quinn Allen and Maddie Buffett, open. Coach Frank's telling them to switch it down low. Bedford seems to have a superior size advantage. I think over time they're going to probably wear Hudson out on the glass. Another missed shot right there by Bedford. They just need to settle down. Bedford's in a full court press. It looks like it's a man-to-man press right now. They're looking to trap. Hudson's having trouble inbounding, and they got it in just at the 5 count. Bree Jones seems to be the primary ball handler for Hudson. Coach Frank calls an alert timeout there because it looks like they were almost at a 5 count right there. It could have been another turnover. Oh, that's a great inbounds play right there. A little give and go off the inbounds to put Hudson up 4-0. Once again, Hudson coming out man-to-man. Bedford's gone almost 3 minutes without a basket. They just seem like they're a little out of sync right now. They need to settle down. Out of bounds underneath. Once again, it looks like, oh, this time Hudson's in a man-to-man right now. As we said, the refs are letting them play. Mia Roy driving baseline. Good ball movement. They're playing volleyball on the glass, but nothing's going to fall. Once that first one goes, I think the rim's going to look a lot bigger to them. Emily Lazzotti handling the ball. Hudson's moving the ball well against this 2-3 zone. That was a Gary Walsh, the trail official, calls a travel there on Bedford. Lurgio once again just seems to just be in a hurry. I think they got to focus on getting the ball down low. Full court pressure once again from Lurgio, but they seem to have no problem breaking that pressure. Not a lot of size, but they have a lot of ball handling. Once again, almost a 5 count right there. Good aggressive defense there from number 24 for Bedford, Mia Roy. A 2-pointer right there, put Hudson up 6-0. Hudson is not shy to put it up. They make a few passes. If they have an open look, they're going to launch it. If I were Bedford, you might look to go to a man-to-man defense right now. A little pick and roll from up top. Hudson's a very well-coached, disciplined team we could see early on. Could have been a travel there, but another turnover. Maddie Buffett went for the nice ball fake inside, head and shoulders fake, but was not able to handle the dribble. Once again, Hudson gets the ball in off the pressure. Possession, Bedford. Hudson comes down, and they are quick to shoot. Maddie Buffett's going to inbound to number 24, Mia Roy, who is handling the point right now. That's great help defense there by Mandy McKinley. Lurgio executed that pick and roll to perfection. That's exactly how you draw it up. There was no real help side, backside defense, but Mandy McKinley was able to come over and could have been a travel. Good steal and layup by Sadie MacGyver. Anticipated, jumped in the passing lane to put Bedford on the board. As we anticipated, Bedford's now in a man-to-man defense. Driving the lane with the righty half hook is Gabby Sousa, getting her first points of the game. Coach Frank getting some help from the fans. And there is the first foul call of the game. It's going to put Mia Roy on the foul line, shooting 2. 2 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the quickly played first quarter. Mia Roy shooting 2. First of 2 is going to be short, just off the front rim. Needs to get a little more legs than that. Off the bench for Bedford is number 22, Alexa Dyer. Second one's going to be short again, pretty much the same spot. There's a reach-in foul on number 23, Maddie Buffett. So Mia Roy checks out, and check-in is Karina Schapler for the Lions. Bedford once again showing some full-court man-to-man pressure. Karina Schapler all over the ball handler. Number 4, Emily Lazzotti. Hudson seems to be having trouble with this man-to-man pressure. They don't really have a true point guard out there. Nice hard drive by Allison Filion. Once again, she'll be going to the, not once again for Allison, but the second possession in a row, Bedford will be shooting 2. Bedford seems to be the more aggressive team so far. And that one was all net to make it 8-3 Hudson with 1:54 to go in the first quarter. (8-4). She's got a great touch. You can see that from her three-point shot that she's a pure shooter. Could have been a double dribble, yeah. Two great officials we have here today, in Andy Paul and Gary Walsh. This is the set where Bedford likes to run that pick and roll right here. That time they're just switching the pick and rolls, and now this is what Bedford wants. They have the mismatch. I think if they're going to be switching that pick and roll, Bedford's got to look to get that ball down on the block like that. Here's once again, second chance opportunities for Bedford. Maddie Buffett's going to be inbounding the ball. Hudson in a 2-3 zone. Checking back in the game is Mia Roy. Karina Shapler takes a little pull-up. All net, 8-6. This game is starting to, Bedford seems to, even though they're down 2, they seem to be in control of this game. There's a 5-second call. Bedford put a little wrinkle in their man-to-man press right now. They jumped up, and because Hudson had run a pick away from the ball 4 times in a row, and Bedford made a nice adjustment that time. Oh, possible hook there. They're not able to convert down on the block. Hudson's got some good size, and Mandy McKinley. Hudson's turning the ball over every possession. Another one there. See, Bedford's just playing real aggressive, driving the ball to the glass. No one's in real foul trouble for Hudson yet. But for Hudson, this is not, you do not want to put Allison on the line. She's now 3 for 3 from the charity stripe to make it a 1-point game, 8-7 with under a minute to play. Good crowd here. First day back to school at Lurgio. 8-8, 4 for 4 from the line for Allison. Now here's the adjustment. Maddie Buffett jumps up and switches the trap, causing Hudson tough time to get the ball in. But ever since Bedford switched this man-to-man, Hudson does not seem to have an answer for it. They can't even get a shot off. That was a possible double dribble right there. Lurgio's got to do a better job of calling picks right there. One thing Hudson can do, that's a runner right there, an old-fashioned runner by Mandy McKinley. Hudson does seem to play. Two things they do well from my early observation so far is they shoot the ball very well, and they play good defense. They're having a tough time rebounding the ball, but they do play tough defense. They're well disciplined on the defensive end, but ball handling is going to be a problem for them. Possible travel there. She got away with one. That's a great touch. Another runner right back at you by Mia Roy. That's a tough shot to make right there. And that's how we're going to end the first quarter. Bedford started out down 8-2, but then they answered that and finished with an 8-2 run of their own. 10-10 after 1. Inbounding the ball for the second quarter is going to be Mandy McKinley for Hudson. Once again, Bedford has adjusted and realized that Hudson has a tough time handling the ball against this man-to-man pressure. And that's the first foul on Bedford. Actually, second team foul on Bedford. Hudson has 3 team fouls. Inbounds underneath. Out of bounds, Quinn Allen. A dominating force underneath so far with a few block shots. Another block shot right there. Possession to Hudson. The refs are letting them play, so Bedford's aggressive defensive style is really starting to take effect on this Hudson team where they're just turning the ball up. Gary Walsh makes the call. He goes with on-the-floor foul. So now we're even with 3 fouls apiece. And checking in the game for Bedford is Lizzie Stevenson. Checking out is Allison Filion. There was no help defense there by Bedford. They got away from that. Hudson drove the ball to the basket with no help. Out of bounds underneath Hudson for the 4th time on this possession. They're having a trouble getting the ball in bounds. They got lucky there. Hudson's going to a lot of picks up top just to get the dribbler free. And this is the first time they really haven't turned the ball over. Oh, I spoke a little too soon right there, but nope, they were able to regain their dribble. Possible reach in by Karina Schapp, but she got away with one. Turnover, Hudson. The turnovers are mounting. Ooh, that's a lefty hook shot there by Quinn Allen. Throws the ball to Andy Paul out of bounds. But I think that even though she's missing some of these easy ones underneath, I think they got to work on pounding that ball in down low to Quinn Allen because she does have a superior size advantage. Bree Jones seems to be handling the ball a lot for Hudson. And they're having tough time with this man-to-man pressure. They just don't have a natural point guard to relieve the pressure. Mia Roy handling the point for Bedford. On the other hand, looks like they have 4 or 5 point guards that can handle the ball. Double dribble, good call right there. Lizzie Stevenson, double dribble. Once again, inbound. Hudson bringing it up under pressure. The refs are letting them play a little bit. The runner. They like the runner, the Hudson team does. That was Maddie Pitre. The first quarter ended with teams hitting everything. So far, we're about over 2 minutes into the second quarter here, and no points for either team. Checking into the game for the first time is number 31, Courtney Krause for Lurgio. And Bedford will be going to the line for the 7th and 8th free throws of the game for them. They are 4 for 6 on the line to start out. Front rims it for Mia Roy. Checking in for Emily Lozati's back in for Hudson. Another missed shot, so now they're 50% from the line. In a close game like that, those missed foul shots are going to mount. And Hudson going to the line for the first time. That was kind of a delayed pick and roll. The pick was set up by midcourt, and Mandy McKinley rolled to the hoop from there. There was no backside help defense for Bedford. Mandy McKinley front rims the first one. Checking in for Bedford, Maddie Buffett, and for the first time, number 3, 7th grader Hannah McCarthy. Hannah McCarthy might need to tie a shoelace. Another missed free throw. Rebound by Maddie Buffett. And Hudson very confident, sitting in their man-to-man defense. And that's one of the first clean rebounds that Hudson had all game. Jump ball, Andy Paul's pointing Hudson, but I think Hudson inbounded the ball, so it is Bedford ball right now. Bedford ball. Still 10-10. Just under 3 minutes played so far in this game, second quarter, and there's not been one hoop. And another clean rebound for Hudson. Possible 5-second count. Nope, they got rid of it just in time. Those tough shots that were falling in the first quarter for Hudson are no longer falling. A lot of that has to do with the pressure that they're putting. Coach Haddad is putting on the base call right now. Looks like it's going to be a play to try to get the ball down on the block right now. Hannah McCarthy does a good job feeding the post. A little give and go from the post. Hannah McCarthy coming in off the bench. They ran a little give and go, an old-fashioned pass to the post, not cutting baseline, but cutting back over the middle. And that's a foul on Hannah McCarthy after picking up the hoop right there. Hannah's hoop put Bedford up 12-10. Looks like Bedford is playing a lot of players at this point right now, so they might be able to wear. See, Mia Roy knows that point guard Gabby Sousa for Lurgio does not have two hands on. Not 15, I'm sorry, that was number 12 point guard Bree Jones. That was a travel on number 15, Gabby Sousa. Mandy McKinley does a great job on post defense. They try to throw a skip pass right there, but it was picked off. Andy Paul calls a carry right there. These turnovers, one after the other. Wow, the Hudson fans are not happy with that call, not showing a lot of class in the stands right now. Gary Walsh trying to find out who was it that said it, but so far I've seen a very well officiated game called both ways. Good steal right there. Turnover after turnover. Both sides, no team has settled down at all for a quarter, first quarter where both teams finished on a they were making everything. Hudson cannot score in the second quarter, and we're almost 5 minutes into this quarter. That's Hudson's. Well, Hudson is not, other than 2 free throws this quarter, Hudson has not had a good look at all at the rim, and that's Bedford's defense. They're just playing a great defense. Checking back in is Sadie MacGyver for Bedford. Hudson's going to be running the inbounds. They seem to be running the same play. Bedford's in a man-to-man, which sometimes could be very dangerous off the inbounds. But Bedford does a good job switching that. Sadie MacGyver did a great job challenging that shot. They have not had a good look all quarter, and that's why with over 5 minutes played, they have not hit the board. Both teams are sitting at 5 fouls, so foul trouble is not a factor yet, and neither team is in the one-on-one just yet. Potential clock issue, not sure what's going on. Not sure what the stoppage and play was right there. Alexa Dyer was able to get the ball down on the block, but not able to convert. Bedford has not converted a lot of those shots that they got on the block. But their defense is just swarming. There's another travel. We don't have an official turnover count, but that is certainly in the double digits, turnovers. And that's what's hurting. As a coach, there's not much you can do when your team just doesn't have a natural point guard. And the turnovers are just killing Hudson. What's hurting Bedford is they're just not finishing down on the block. Mandy McKinley is really playing some good help defense down low. She's got a lot of length. She's blocking a lot of shots, changing a lot of shots, and then getting the rebounds. Another turnover for Hudson. One after the other. They're just not even able to get a. I don't think that they've attempted more than 4 shots this whole quarter. And on the other end, Bedford's not been able to convert. There's Mandy McKinley again with her length just blocking shots. So far, Hudson's used 1 timeout. Bedford's used none. You're going to look for some of these coaches to maybe settle your team down and say, hey, we got to try something different. There's a pick and roll. That's a classic pick and roll from Bree Jones to Mandy McKinley to tie the game up at 12 with 1 minute and 6 seconds to go in the first half. Checking in at the next dead ball will be Quinn Allen. Mandy McKinley again, even though she might not have gotten a piece of that, she blocked another shot. Bree Jones is a one-man wrecking crew on the boards. 38 seconds to go, tied at 12. Bedford has Quinn Allen looking to check in, but maybe they'll use a timeout to get her in. 3-point attempt, front rimmed it. Bree Jones doing a great job on the offensive glass down at this end. Now on the defensive glass, picks up a great rebound right now to prevent Bedford from getting second and third chances, which they've gotten all night. And there's that timeout that we were talking. Coach Frank from Hudson takes a full timeout, his second of the game. Bedford is sitting at 16 fouls. The next foul, Hudson will be shooting 1-1. And a 2-3, and I'm not sure I agree with this. Maybe they're going to look to run a little trap out of it. But this is just going to allow Hudson to take the clock down to 10 seconds, and maybe that's good defense there by Sadie MacGyver. But 13 seconds to go. Hudson's going to look to hold for the last shot right here. And there's Bree Jones, knows the clock. Oh. Now, Coach Frank's worried there was a foul call, but there wasn't a foul call. It was a timeout by Bedford, using their first timeout of the half. 30-second timeout. They're going to inbound the ball from underneath their own hoop. So set the stage here. 4.6 seconds to go in the half. Hudson does have 1 foul to give if they choose to do that. We're sitting at 12-12 right now. Part of this, 2 of the stronger teams in Tri-County, I don't think either team is playing to the level that they ended the break at. And part of it is these teams have been off for over 2 weeks without any practices. They might have played in some Christmas tournaments. But here we go. 3, 2, travel. Oh, Sadie MacGyver right there. It looked like there was a play that was called a timeout. They're going to look to try to get – you have time for an inbounds pass and a shot. Oh, they went backwards. That's not the way you want to go. And that's how we're going to end the half. 12-12, Hudson and Bedford. Coach Frank letting his team know time and score. You got to know the time on the clock. 12-12 at the end of the first half.
The starting lineup is the same for Bedford, and it looks like it is the same 5 on the court for Hudson. Hudson comes out. They did a great job, really led by Mandy McKinley. Quinn Allen is catching the ball on the block, but she is having a tough time finishing. And a lot of that has to do with the length of Mandy McKinley, who is just, if they could go deep right here, I don't know if she has the arm, they can get a layup if they go the other way. Once again, man-to-man, full court pressure. Hudson's difficulty is inbounding the ball off of this because Bedford's doing a good job. They're not playing the inbounder, but they're switching, and they have a player free. Once again, they're able to inbound it, and here comes Bree Jones. And she likes to go to the hoop, especially in transition. Great help defense there by Allison Filion. Ooh, who's going to hit the floor and want this ball? Looks like Hudson wanted it a little bit more right there. Once again, Mandy McKinley doing it at all ends of the floor. Offensive glass, defensive glass, and hitting the floor. She was a little bit hungrier right there. Bree Jones one-on-one with, and she took it right to the big of Quinn Allen and gives Hudson the lead at 14-12 with 7:10 to go in the third quarter. Good help defense. You're not going to see anything different than Hudson. They're sitting in their man-to-man, and they're comfortable with it. But underneath, wide open right there was Sadie MacGyver, but no one saw her. That's a tough shot right there. Mandy McKinley on the glass once again. Headman, good steal by Sadie MacGyver. Ankle pass handled by Mia Roy, the lefty runner. Oh, it just didn't go. That's pretty impressive there by Mia, because we saw her make a righty runner in the lane. That lefty runner was good soft touch that just didn't go for her. Checking in the game is number 15, Gabby Sousa. She's in for number 10, Morgan Smith. Hudson in a 2-3 zone. Oh, just really sloppy play right now from Bedford. Bedford seems to be the superior team in talent, but they are not executing. Whoa. Emily Lazati on the offensive glass, but hits the ball out of bounds, inbounds. Bedford, once again, Hudson, half-court man-to-man defense. They're not really pressuring the ball that much. They're just more playing the ball, but everybody's in a help position. That's going to be an air ball right there, but once again, Bedford gets another. They're just playing volleyball on the glass right there. They got 3 opportunities already. Coach Frank's urging his team to block out. They're not blocking out, and they're not going for the rebound. Allison Filion with a quick release. Do it all, Bree Jones, who handles the ball, rebound. She does it all. You know she's going to the glass in this transition, and that's great defense by Mia Roy right there. Quinn Allen the outlet to Allison Filion, and they're off and running. Threads the needle right there, but another turnover by Bedford. Bedford does not have the number of turnovers that Hudson has, but they certainly are in the double digits as well. One of these teams is going to sit. No, Bedford's going to switch that. And Hudson was able to get the ball in bounds. Once they get the ball in bounds, they're able to get the ball to Bree Jones and settle. So far they're settling down a lot quicker here in the second half than they did in the second quarter, where every possession was a turnover. Three-pointer. It's going to come up short from Emily Lazati. There she is again, Bree Jones, all over the glass and playing point guard for Hudson. Oh, that's going to be another turnover for her. But no, touch first by Bedford. Great hustle by Mia Roy. Left-handed layup by Sadie MacGyver to tie the game at 14. Yes, 14. Yeah, look, they got a 3-on-2 break right now. Good bounce pass to the block, but Quinn Allen challenged the shot. They got a run out here for Bedford, and 2 layups in a row for Sadie MacGyver. The first one a lefty finish, now a righty finish, and Coach Frank is seeing that right now. and he took a timeout. He needed to get this tempo back in control. He does not want to play a run and gun game right now. He's doing all he can to keep his team in the game. Okay, Bree Jones is going to be inbounding. Man-to-man pressure again. Mandy McKinley, the outlet, and a little handoff to Bree Jones. And could be a charge right there. Yes, that's a good call by Gary Walsh right there. Allison Filion doing a great job stepping into the lane. Bree Jones picking up the charge. Into the game for the first time for Bedford is Lily Bromley. Front rimmed it. Hudson just not doing a great job on the defensive glass, blocking out. That's going to be an air ball right there. But they're getting a lot of opportunities here. Mia Roy doing a great job on the defensive end. That's going to be a jump ball, possession arrow, Hudson. 3 minutes and 44 seconds to go here in the third quarter. They're in a stack inbound the ball right now, but they're having tough. Oh. Mia Roy is playing a very aggressive second half right here on both ends of the floor. She's just giving Bree Jones all she can handle on the ball. There, oh. There's another turnover for Hudson. They're just not getting any opportunities. They're just not getting any good shots at all. They're lucky to be only down 2 points at this point. There's just not a lot of energy from the Bedford team. The crowd it's a good crowd here for a Monday afternoon game, but there just doesn't seem to be a lot of energy. There's Mia Roy driving the baseline. You don't want to get beat baseline because there's no help defense right there. 18-14, Mia Roy gives the Lurgio Lions a 4-point lead. And this pressure is going to eventually wear Bree Jones down. There's Mandy McKinley. Good steal by Sadie MacGyver, who's had the 2 layups, also the steals, and now you're starting to see that pressure just wearing down. And Coach Frank only has 2 timeouts left, but he might need to use another one right now because Bedford is on an 8-0 run right now. 2 players that we haven't seen. No, we have seen Karina Shapler, but also checking in is number 1, Callie Delisle. Oh, they got the ball in bounds. Mandy McKinley having the ball 20 feet from, ooh, is that a block shot? Oh, it's a block. Great job there by Lily Bromley. Bedford's depth, I think, is starting to wear Hudson out a little bit. You could just see how tired they are, especially Bree Jones, because they've called on her to rebound and bring the ball up under this constant pressure all game. And that's another air ball right there, but it was a good hard drive to the hoop. That's a possible reach right there. Yeah, you're not going to get away with that. Checking in for Hudson is number 13, Celine Dumas. Hudson's going to have to look to get Mandy McKinley involved in this offense because I don't know where else they're going to get their points from. There's Mandy McKinley on the block, but great steal by Callie. First time in the game. She looks like a smooth ball handler right there, as I jinxed her right there, but she did have her head up. Just unfortunate she picked it up to pass and then slipped. 2014 with under 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Another steal. Backdoor cut. Karina Shapler, number 2, has not had many minutes, but she does have 4 points in her very productive minutes that she has. All right, yep. Coach Frank, he sees it because now Bedford's on a 10-0 run, and you could just feel that this run was coming at some point, and they're just wearing Hudson out. Inbounds, there's that give and go. McKinley to Bree Jones. Oh, there's no big. She's going to the hoop. Oh, wow. Lily Bromley showing some athleticism down there on the defensive end. That's her second defensive play she's made in her limited minutes. Bedford's running their set. There's a strip. Oh. Callie makes the. Bedford's being very patient here. Not a lot of pressure from Hudson. It's the longest possession we've had of the game. There's a foul on the floor. Sadie driving the ball to the glass. Neither team in foul trouble. That's only the second half team foul for Hudson. Bedford has just the one. Karina Shapler inbounding. Lily's getting to the glass. She's able to get some shots off. 25 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Bedford on a 10-0 run to lead 22-14. Looks like Hudson will be happy to hold for the last shot if they can under this pressure. And there's another defensive play by Lily. She's definitely making her presence felt on the defensive end. Sadie MacGyver, 5, 3, 2, 1. Buzzer beater. She's got it. They end the quarter, on a 12-0 run to take a 24-14 run. And 6 of those points coming from Sadie MacGyver. Showing it with the left, with the right, and then the hook with the buzzer beater. 24-14 after 3. Bromley, who has get some great defensive performance in her time here in the second half. Hudson once again in man-to-man. And that's not a good entry pass to the post. Bree Jones, see if there's anything left. Bedford has done everything they can to wear her out, especially Mia Roy, just doing a great, ooh, that's a high dribble and a turnover. Morgan Smith with a turnover. Good hustle right there by Gabby Sousa. Bedford's depth, you could see how it's just making a difference here in this second half, where 3-point attempt from Mia Roy, good looking stroke, and it goes down. 27-14 with just over 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. That makes this run 15-0 run for Bedford. And now Bedford's getting steals, which they had all game, but now they're turning them in to fast break points. And you can just see Hudson's wearing down right now. Bedford can be patient. If they don't have it in transition, they're just running their set, and I think they can get whatever shot they want. Little pick and roll. And there she goes, Allison Filion, who's 4 for 4 from the line, going to the charity stripe for her 5th and 6th attempts of the game. Five for 5 from the line. Six for 6 for Allison. 30-14 lead for the Lurgio Lions. I think it should be 30. The scoreboard has not reflected that yet. That's an offensive screen right there called. Checking in for the first time today is Kendra Barnard. Emily checks out. Very strong performance from her on the defensive end today. This could be an opportunity for Lurgio to give a lot of players some playing time. And that's the story of the game for Bedford. They're just getting second and third chances all night. And first half they just weren't falling, but now they've kind of found their rhythm and they're blowing this game wide open right now. You might see him call off this press pretty soon because they're on a 19, maybe a 20-0 run. That's good help defense there by number 25, Kendra Barnard, with a block shot in the stat column. Good rebound. That's like shot knocked down by Morgan Smith. That was really in the second half, which was over 10 minutes of basketball played. That was their first good, clean look that they've had, and they did knock it down. They are a good shooting team. They just have a tough time handling the ball and putting themselves in position to shoot. Coach Frank, very animated in the timeout. He's the only one that you could hear in this gym because the gym goes quiet during timeouts. Checking in the game for Hudson will be number 21, Madison Petrie. Hudson is now out of timeouts. Fouls will not be a factor here in the second half. Bedford's committed just the one foul, and Hudson 14 fouls. Hudson dropping back once again in their half-court 55 defense. Actually, looks like they might be in a little half-court trap right here. Yep, they're in a 1-2-1-1 half-court trap. Bedford does a job getting the ball to the foul line. And that trap, that's the first time we've seen them mix it up. Bedford still in a full-court press. And they kind of back off once Hudson gets it in, but Hudson's challenge is getting the ball in. And then they use that triple pick, and here goes Bree Jones again. Mia Roy picking her up at three-quarter court. Pick and roll, and there's a second team foul of the half on Mia Roy. First for her. Bedford's size and athleticism has just been the difference in this game, and their full-court pressure defense. Just not giving Hudson any clean looks at all. Oh, she got away with a walk there, but good drive to the hoop. Once again, if they get a look, they're going to knock it down. There's Bree Jones making this a 31-18 game. You got to make that extra pass right there. They would have hit the block. Yep, Coach Frank urging his team to stay in this half-court trap. Allison feeling the Hudson fans are not happy with Andy Paul, the ref, right now. $31-18 right now. According to my calculations, that she's perfect from the line. That is Allison. Making it a 33-18 game with just under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Karina Shapler holding on the inbounds. Just as I said that fouls were not an issue, Hudson is now up to 5 and Bedford's up to 3. There goes Bree Jones pushing the ball. Mia Roy picking her up. There goes Mandy McKinley on the line. Hudson has not been to the line that often today, but Mandy McKinley will step to the line, trailing 33-18 with 4 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Mandy has played a great game for Hudson, especially in the defensive glass. She's been challenging, altering, or blocking shots all day long. The very unique one-handed release. It does not come to me of the NBA player that did shoot one-handed free throws, but she does have a very nice touch with this form. Back iron and out. 33-19. Kick ball violation on Hudson. Coming into the game, number 30, Sarah Cody for the first time today, and also number 23, Maddie Buffett. There's that half-court trap. You wonder if they had that in their bag. They could have gone to that earlier today. But it seems to have created some turnover. Oh, there's the steal. Passing lane by Mia Roy. She's going to go hard, maybe get fouled, going to the hoop, and she did. And one. Mia Roy has just been a very strong performance on the defensive end. Taking Bree Jones out of the game, and another turnover there, leading to points. That's been the difference from the first half to the second half. The turnovers for Hudson have been there in both halves, but Bedford did not convert in the first half. The second half they have. Bree Jones on the boards, possession arrow, Hudson after the tie up there. Bedford not backing off the full court press. Here comes a pick. Mandy McKinley not able to finish. That's just a lot of having to do with being tired. Great hustle by Morgan Smith in the corner, throwing it off of Allison Fillion's leg. Mia Roy once again all over her. Nice pick and roll, kick it out. Oh, you can see the shots are coming up short. They're just getting a little bit tired. That was Morgan Smith. That's one of the few clean looks that they've had all game. 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the game. Bedford leading 35-19. Maddie doing a great job on the offensive glass. This has been the other story in the game. It's just the second chance points that Bedford's getting time and time again. And that was Alexa Dyer over the back, picking up her first foul of the game, and that is either 5 or 16 fouls. So we could be shooting here in the late in the fourth quarter. Once again, great defense by Mia Roy. Bree Jones, you can see she's just wearing down. She's given all she could on the court today. She's played a strong game. But just Bedford just played a lot of players. Second chance points. And second and third chance points all game. Bedford's superior size is just starting to show up. And that is also a story of the game, is turnovers. Checking in for Bedford, number 31, Courtney Krause. Bedford's able to get all 14 players into the game today. When we see the boys in a little bit, it's going to Coach Dorman plays. He has 22 men on his 22 boys on his roster. He doesn't quite play all 22 every game, but he, in some games, does get to play players. There's Mia Roy out on the break again. Jump stop. The extra pass, moving the ball around, coming up short there. And there's Morgan Smith and Mandy McKinley on the board. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in this game. Hannah McCarthy set to check in. In her limited action, she did knock down a shot coming right off the bench. Another turnover. Under 2 minutes to go. 16-point lead for Bedford. And here's that half-court trap that Hudson showed us here in the second half. So when these teams meet in the playoff, or when they meet again, this is something that Coach Haddott's going to have to look for, is this half-court trap, because it has been effective for Hudson. There's another turnover, but she got away with that one. A little step under there. Second, third chance points all game long. A minute 30 to go, 35-16. Coach Frank has 5 players. Maybe the ball will go out of bounds. I'd like to see these players get some playing time here in a 16-point game. Yeah, Coach Walsh recognizing that, realizing that, let these girls get in. That's a great job. See, he's a coach, and he knows that Coach Frank didn't have any timeouts to use to get his players in. But you know what? Let's get these kids some time. Under a minute to go. Block. Oh, 31, Courtney Krause on the foul. Checking in for Bedford will be Lizzie Stevenson on the line. Number 11, Addie Smith, shooting 2. First one, front rimmed it, short. Second one looks good. 35-20. That's their 8th point of the second half. Bedford's defense was definitely there, man-to-man. Good to see players getting some playing time. Shot is going to come up short. Good box out there by number 14. Oh. Celine Dumas launched the 3, came up short. Let's see if Bedford just runs the clock out here. Travel, yep. Good call there. 17 seconds to go, 35-20. Steal by Hannah McCarthy. Jump ball, 3 seconds. Looks like it's going to be, after this inbound here by Hudson, it'll be ball game. Not a very well played first half by Bedford, but the second half you could see they kind of shook off the Christmas break. And another tie up, .9. These refs can't end this game quick enough with all these tie-ups right now, and that'll do it. Bedford moves to 6-1 on the season. Hudson 5-2. These teams will probably see each other again in the Tri-County playoffs. Up next, the boys of Hudson versus Bedford.